This is TiOJEi. I'm here at Just Cafe Podcast at a pop-up here in BarberStarrs in Gresham.
Whatever. Yeah, the wonderful thing about that is that it speaks to people.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
And I'm here with some amazing guests because we're going to talk about iconic March 28 Alberta Street Pop. You got to be there and you're going to know why. I'm here right now with a few peeps, but we're going to introduce the host of this event.
It's Queen Hennessy reporting live from where I'm at, doing what I'm doing with who I'm with.
Right on. Can you tell us a little bit about you as a host and also let us know if you're going to perform this Saturday?
If I perform, you got to be there to see that or not. Me as a host, basically, it's my job to entertain the crowd. I hate dead spots. I'm also a comedian, so don't come to this event trying to wall hug. I'm an 80s. You know what wall hugging means. Don't be coming to wall hug. You hear some music, turn up. You know what I'm saying? You know the words, sing along. Because if not, the mics are wireless. We coming straight to you and performing to you.
I love that. I love that. So what can you tell us about, you getting this call to be the host of this show?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I hit a bro and was like, hey, you should let me host your next event. And here we are.
Here you are. Okay, well, that brings us into the conversation. Why? Why do you wanted to host this event?
Because I support his movement. You know what I'm saying? With the journey of trying to become great, you're going to have a lot of haters along the way. And I love the hate that this man gets. So, I'm petty. I like the hate I get, too. You know what I'm saying? So, why not? Let's join the King and Queen of Portland together and do some shit.
Let's do it. I love that. I love the honesty, and that's what we do here at Podcast. So, let's hand the mic to the man himself. I just love what I just heard. How do you feel about hearing about people wanting to be part of your show? Because I thought you made the call.
Yeah. It's always a good feeling, because I know that my message is getting across, you know what I'm saying? And people appreciate what I'm doing. And, it's good that people express interest because I don't always got to go looking for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It makes my job a little easier because I always got to follow up with everybody, Hey, do you want to do this show? This is how we do this show. Or, hey, y'all, we booking shows. I'm looking for a host. The fact that Queen Hennessy hit me up like I'm a good host. And she been to some of my shows. She see me running around hosting, doing a merch table. I'm at the door. I'm in the back. I'm bringing people. Let me help you out with the hosting. And so, there a lot goes into these events, and it's good to have somebody on the team that's like, look, I got that. I could do that for you. You know what I mean?
That's amazing, man. I'm glad to hear that you're getting that support. And also, let's talk about that hate. Let's talk about the hate that you get in this community. Why?
I think what I thought was I had more fans than I did haters. But what I'm realizing is I don't know how many fans I have and I don't know how many haters I have. It's a big number on both sides.
Both sides.
And on, Instagram and YouTube and things like that, there's no, you don't see the dislikes. You see the likes. And so I think what it's teaching me is just to be more aware. And I think sometimes when you're trying to convey a message, people don't always get the message, and you can't be mad at them because they don't get it. Because the people here and the people on the iconic show, it almost takes another sense to understand what I'm doing. And when you get it, there's a lot of benefits. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like we talked about earlier. I like to teach. So you can learn a lot just being around the movement and seeing all the things that we do. So I think sometimes when you're on the outside looking in, feel like you're not invited, you could get a little upset sometimes, or you're confused about the way that we do things. And all the artists that I work with is dope because they can explain to people.
Right on. Well, let's pass it on. Let's pass it on to this guy right here. Can you tell me? Can you explain to me what he meant by you connecting with him and seeing the vision and that other sense that kind of takes to understand what these fellas do?
Is because a lot of people in Portland got the why not me mentality where they always want to be picked. Sometimes it ain't your turn. Sometimes you might not get to perform. You might just have to show up and support. And then, a lot of people have a problem with supporting sometimes because they got the main character syndrome. That's basically what brother trying to tell y'all.
That right there don't need subtitles. If you get it, you got it. If you don't know, now you know.
Baby.
I thought you were going to say it, man. Just kidding.
Shit.
All right. I love it. Hey, man, are you excited about Yeah, because I say if you don't know, now you know, neighbor.
I would have said the real one, me.
Say it.
Nigga.
I love it. I heard from the owner itself for barbershop tell me earlier, when you're doing things, you will hear a lot of people going against it. And I'm just thinking, why? Why when you're doing something? I know. See, you just took a breath, man. I want to hear why. Yeah.
Well, shout out to OG1, a good mentor of mine. He's an official DJ for the Portland Trailblazers. And I even asked him one time, I'm like, why is it so important what I'm doing? I understand why it's important to people like us because we're working together, right? So like if I book you for a show, what I'm doing is important to you. But I was wondering like why the people who disagree with anything I'm doing, why does it make their day to say something about me or go make a film or like a right or like make a whole post? And I'm like, what is so? Because I would never stop my day to go say, hey, this about this other artist. Don't go to their show because they do this and that. So sometimes I'm wondering, but then I guess it's because what I'm doing is so loud and it's so big that I'm viewed as a public figure. So sometimes I'm not treated the same as just when you think of, I don't want to say a regular person, but someone who isn't a public figure. So sometimes they treat me in this way of almost like an internet personality where like I'm not humanized. I'm just someone.
Right,
I'm just this image that they think of. So they feel more compelled and they have more courage to say this or that about me because I'm a public figure. I signed up for it. So I think that's why people have an opinion sometimes about what I'm doing because so many people know me that it's become more like they don't think it'll reach me or they don't mind to say something because I should be used to it. So maybe when the guy down the street does something, they don't think to even say anything about it. But when it's me, it's like, oh, Swiggle's doing this. I need to state my opinion on it because it's Swiggle, So I think sometimes that's the effect that it has, bro. Once enough people know you, people start treating you like more of a brand than a person.
Man, I need to buckle up then.
Yeah, and that's what I realized that it's not gonna stop, and it's only gonna be more. So when you're prepared for it, then when it happens, because sometimes if you're in another country and everyone's showing you love, and you're just getting 1,000 good comments. That one comment it makes you stop scrolling. But when you're ready for it, then you can just kind of move on. You kind of got to let it roll off because not to say it's not going to affect you, but you can't get caught up in it because then you'll be arguing with an uncountable amount of people.
Right. Yeah.
So many people are going to have an opinion.
Yeah. Right on.
And when you're doing something big, you do have to expect it, In a sense, they are right. I signed up for it. Man. So, and I realize when I'm doing something really monumental, groundbreaking, there's never just support. When I'm doing, usually there's always support. It's always support. So if I do something that I feel is, it's kind of a big moment for me, there'll be support. When it's a huge moment, there's always both sides. And some of those people who, quote unquote, we're calling haters are actually, sometimes they're fans. You know what I mean?
Hey, y'all fans, y'all always fans. That in order to hate, you got to know something. You can't hate something that you don't know.
Sometimes they actually tell me that. Well, I might be getting into it with them, and they're like, "Yo, slow it down, man. I was just at your show. I bought 10 tickets to your show, and you're cussing me out or something." You know what I mean? It's like, scroll back up through our conversation. I've been supporting you for years, and it's like, yo, where you were just calling my song trash. I didn't know you were a fan. I'm confused.
Right.
But a lot of times, so that's something that I've learned, and it's because they feel like they're a part of something, and they are. But people have to understand, as an artist, I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna say what I want.
Yeah.
And there's you can't stop me from doing it. And so I think that's where people get confused, and sometimes they get upset. And they'll tell me things like, "Oh man, when you make this kind of song, I just feel like then it makes the song about, oppressed people feel like less because you made a party song or something." And it's like, yo, I'm an artist. Yeah, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I don't just make one type of music or do one type of thing. But usually I only see the support. So it's easy to think that nobody's hating on you because you just see everybody saying something positive. A lot of times they don't say it, even though they're thinking it.
They're not saying.
They don't say it. So sometimes I actually appreciate when they step out and show themselves and say, "Hey, I'm hating on you."
Yeah. There you go. You know what I'm saying? You are appreciated.
So and sometimes somebody may say something about you to hundreds of people, and those hundreds of people wouldn't even have known me if you weren't telling hundreds of people about me.
Yeah,
So-
that part, man. I recently just made a post because I had a conversation with a family member that I care so much about, that I've been rooting for years, look up to, and just came to find out that he was the one person in my family spreading negativity about me, just because I don't pick up the phone and call. And it's so important to understand that we don't know who those people are. And sometimes they don't tell you, but when they tell you, you're surprised of the misinformation and miscommunication they have. So do not assume. That's a bad thing. Anyways, to get into it, man, we got this guy who drove all the way from where are you from, man?
I drove all the way from Newburgh after work.
Man, are you excited about the show?
Yes, I'm very excited. Very excited. Very excited to showcase my talent, show people how it's done on the stage. You feel me?
Are you him?
I'm him, Timothy Jones Jr.
He him. But because you're part of the show, I feel like you don't have that why me mentality.
No.
Nah, man, I saw you performing the song you did earlier, and it sounded really good, and I can't wait to see you on stage, man, performing.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
But tell me, how do you feel about, doing these things with these fellas?
I used to perform a lot, like all over Oregon, like within like the church scene and stuff like that. And so like growing up, I've always been in choir, whether it was in church, whether it was in school. And so I've always been like adapted to the music scene. And I started writing when I was like 11. And then I didn't start like recording until I was like 14. And I started doing it on my, PS3 headphones, PS4 headphones, off of my phone for a while. And it wasn't until like last year or the year before where I started like taking it really serious. And one of my boys, shout out Juju, he's popping out right now. He's doing his thing. He actually introduced me to Swiggle and, just brought me to Café United just to get back out there because I had recently moved to Newburgh with my girl and my fiance now. And so like I was just kind of just making music and, just not really thinking the bigger picture. I was just fixed on like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to do big things and stuff like that. And he actually encouraged me to come out. And so I came out to Café United, did my thing. It was a little nerve-wracking. And then I just started making connections. And then I got just opportunity after opportunity. And then I met Swiggle. And then Swiggle was like, yo, like, I'm hosting this event. I think you should pop out and stuff like that and perform and showcase your talent. And so I just kind of took that as like, you know, Dwayne Wade throwing a lob to LeBron James on the Heat. And so, you know, now I got to just finish the drive, you know, show them and show people that, you know, you may be nervous on taking that big step, but you don't know if you don't take that risk in life. You feel me? Stuff is not going to come handed to you. You got to go out there, be hungry for it, chase your dreams. Feel me?
Right on. All right, peace. With that being said, this is TiOJEi, Marvin Morazan. I'm here with y'all and can't wait to see you. Can we show what the flags, what we got going on? We can get a picture. This is it.